In today's video, just before we continue, just want to say I'm sick, so this video is a little bit late from the usual updates, but I still want to make this video because after playing ALS for a while, I decided that Anime Vanguards needs more of these units, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Just so you guys know, we just recently reached 67,000 subscribers, and we are going to be doing giveaways. Once trading releases, we're going to be giving away some units, some battle pass, and maybe even some rerolls. So if you want to be part of these giveaways, and don't forget to support me by hitting that like and subscribe button, you'll be able to support me, and as a thank you, I'll be doing these giveaways. So let's get started with today's video. Alright, so basically, today's video is just another yap session, just so that you guys know. Basically, I just wanted to talk about certain units in Anime Vanguards that are a little bit lackluster, right? What do I mean by this? Anime Vanguards, for the past couple of months, for the past couple of days, months or updates, at least before update 7.5, they have had a tendency of making some really hype units kind of weak. Like, for example, the fusion between Goku and Vegito, right? It's a pretty weak unit. You know, it's a pretty weak unit, and you know, we were very hyped for this unit, and it ended up being pretty weak. You know, it could have been a lot stronger than what it is. You know, and it's still pretty good. You know, it's still pretty nice, and the concept for Vegito is still pretty cool. But he could have been done better, and what I mean by that is he could have been stronger. Another example of this would be Gilgamesh, even with his Vanguard Familiar. You know, he was done kind of dirty even with his Vanguard Familiar, which just sucked very badly. And the reasoning for this is because he's a limited unit. You also got characters like Alukard, right? You also got characters like Rimuru. Rimuru is a good free-to-play unit in Anime Vanguard, but the problem with Rimuru is that I mean, have you seen ALS Rimuru? The ALS Rimuru mogs the AV Rimuru to hell and back. What I mean by that is, the ALS Rimuru is like 100 times better than the Rimuru we have in Anime Vanguards, and it's very sad because there's a lot of high hype units like Gilgamesh, Rimuru, even Ichigo, Alukard, again, like I mentioned, Vegito, right? And these characters, at least the ones released before 7.5, they're all pretty lackluster, right? Especially if you compare them to other games. In my opinion, Anime Vanguards has the weakest Rimuru out of all the tower defense games, or at least if you compare it to Anime Last Stand. We have, in my opinion as well, not the best Alukard. Like, if you take a look at the Alukard of AnimeDefenders or even Anime Last Stand, it's a lot better than the one we have. And even if you look at Gilgamesh, for example, Gilgamesh is not very good, and he actually is kind of really lackluster, you know, in this game. So, the purpose of this video is basically to talk about the fact that we need more of these units. In my opinion, Alukard can't just be the same support forever, because Alukard, I mean, he's such a cool character, man. The fact that in Anime Vanguards, he's basically just a support character sucks very badly. Also, chances are, I don't know if Alucard's gonna get a Vanguard Familiar because of how rare he is. So chances are he won't be getting a Vanguard Familiar. So I mean, he could, but basically what I want to talk about here is a new unit, right? A new Alukard unit. You know, maybe in Halloween, and an Alukard unit that's separate from the Alukard that we have in the banner. And this Alukard unit is going to be a lot cooler than the Alukard that we have in the banner. And in my opinion, that's just pretty cool because, again, there's a lot of characters that were not really done justice in Anime Vanguards, right? And the reason why I'm also talking about this is because everything before update 7.5, that was the time when they weren't power creeping as much. After 7.5, that's when they realized that, you know, power creeping is actually, you know, good as long as it's done in moderation and in a controlled setting. And that's the reason why we have, you know, a lot of these characters past or post 7.5 be extremely broken. Characters like Jinmori, which in my opinion was done justice. Characters like Escanor, which was done justice as well. And a bunch of other characters. Alucard, in my opinion, is like the worst example of this because Alucard in Anime Vanguards is honestly pretty lackluster. Alucard in Anime Vanguards, as good as he is actually, you know, basically just a support. Past update like 1 or update 2, basically Alucard got relegated to just being a support. He's still one of the best supports in the game right now, Alucard. But again, I'm talking about, you know, him being more than a support, because if you take a look at the other tower defense games, right, Alukard is the #1 character that gets spammed during Halloween. You know, he is high hype, you know. So Escanor gets spammed during summer, and characters like Alukard get spammed during Halloween. And for good reason too. It's because Alukard is genuinely one of the most high hype characters in the entire game, you know. And the fact that he's not really done, you know, justice here sucks so bad. And also the fact that he might not even get a Vanguard familiar. The thing about this though is they're probably gonna do it eventually. Like maybe they're probably gonna do it, you know, after like a couple of months, maybe a couple of years. That's the only problem with Anime Vanguards. As good as Anime Vanguards is, it takes ages for them to update. So whereas in, you know, Anime Last Stand, you get certain units, you know, reworked several times in a year. In Anime Vanguards, most units will not get touched for like several months to maybe even a year, you know. So if Anime Vanguards will be touching these units like Alukard, then it's probably going to happen in the future and not anytime soon, which is again very sad because these characters are insanely hype. So hopefully in the future when Anime Vanguards releases high hype characters that they don't make them mediocre anymore, and they won't because they've learned from that. And everything past update 7.5 will not be mediocre. They already learned from their mistake. Take a look at Broly, right? They made Broly extremely overpowered. They made Gogeta, you know, somewhat overpowered as well. They made most of the high hype units in update 8.5, you know, really, really good. Any update starting 7.5 will no longer have high hype characters turned mediocre. And that's one of the reasons why I want to get these old units to be visited. Because, for example, Rimuru, right? I genuinely think that we need a new version of Rimuru. Rimuru in Anime Vanguard is just not done very, very well. There's other characters like Ichigo. I already mentioned Ichigo before. Ichigo does have a chance of getting a Vanguard familiar, which is very nice. But I kind of feel like Ichigo should also get a quest that turns him into a Vanguard, because Ichigo is a insanely hype character as well. Honestly, Anime Vanguards has done a lot of the high hype characters already. So hopefully, moving forward, these high hype characters, you know, they get done justice, which I know they will be. I know they will be done justice. But I hope that those old characters that we have in Anime Vanguards like Gilgamesh, you know, Alukard, maybe even characters like Gogeta. So recently I used Gogeta in Odyssey and I just realized that Gogeta's damage is actually so bad. Like his damage is actually horribly bad. And they probably won't be giving Gogeta a Vanguard familiar. And they probably, I don't know if they're still gonna buff Gogeta because now he kind of is out of the meta. But if they can't do anything with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta the Vanguard, I hope they, you know, maybe release another version of him that that's not limited, because a lot of these high hype characters are limited and they end up not, you know, being able to be worked because they think about the balance a lot. Anime Vanguards, you know, that's in my opinion what Anime Vanguards really does a lot is think about the balance, right? They think about trading and all of these stuff. Honestly, that's pretty good, but sometimes it comes at the cost of those old units suffering, you know, never being touched again. Characters like Gogeta, if they don't make another version of Gogeta, will probably never get touched again, will probably never be used, which is just absolutely sad for a character as insane as he is. So hopefully they either, you know, make some of these characters, remake them, or, you know, add new versions of them that we can use, right? Hopefully they actually do that. But that's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.